Hello and welcome to the stream. Thank you so much for tuning in. Today it's just going to be a quick Q&A stream with having a look at the football. I think there's Hull at Fleetwood tonight, so we'll have a quick look at that as well. You're probably wondering why I've got a hat on. All will be revealed. Thank you so much for everyone who's tuned in. I really do appreciate it. It's been a interesting week of football. There's not been too much football obviously this week, and the previous week there was obviously a lot of interesting things happening over the weekend. Manchester United getting hammered at home to Tottenham. I think it was 6-1 that finished. And then the other game that really caught my eye was, of course, Aston Villa 7, Liverpool 2, which was really surprising. Sam, thanks so much for tuning in. How you doing? Thank you so much for joining the stream. I'm good. How are you? I really do appreciate you tuning in. Really hot with the hat on, but yeah. If anyone can guess why I've got a hat on, let me know. But yeah, I'm doing good. That's Sam. How are you feeling after your very good win against Liverpool? So I wasn't expecting that. I was expecting them to struggle. I was expecting them to really give Liverpool a game, but to win by 5 goals is just absolutely incredible. I am good after Sunday. That's really good to hear, Sam. Really good to hear. You've gone bold. Yeah, I've gone bold. That's what it is. I've gone bold. Premier League are a disgrace. Premier League are a disgrace, Jack. The Premier League are a disgrace. And it is really bad. But Chris, thanks so much for tuning in as well. Chris, how you doing? Thanks so much for joining the stream. So yeah, the reason why I've got a hat on is I'm really hot in this hat, so I think I might take it off. So, what does everybody think of my new hair? Let me know in the comments. But yeah, Premier League are a disgrace. They are charging a ridiculous amount of money for that. Because how can you possibly be able to spend £15 if your team is on once during that game and you have obviously both packages? Then you're spending nearly £100 a month to watch your team on the TV, which is absolutely crazy. Blonde, yes, blonde it is. I've dyed it really blonde. Goes well with the eyes. What have you done? Yeah, I've dyed my hair. Was not expecting that. No, I don't think anyone was expecting that when they come onto the stream. Yeah, what's going on with your hair? I've dyed my hair. It's blonde. It's proper blonde. It's blonder than I thought in the stream. But I think it makes me stand out a little bit more, right? It doesn't feel like it's my hair because I've had brown hair since I was born. How does my team? So I'm super excited for this. I'm not sure how long I'll be live for. I probably won't be live for the whole entire stream. I just thought don't think you were expecting it. No, absolutely not. Leicester, the only club that have guts. Yeah, definitely. I feel like Jack's not made any comment about the hair. It is really bad that they're charging so much, and I don't know why they're doing it. I don't know why they're doing it all. Of 19, as you say, 19 clubs went in and voted for this. Surely they knew their fans would be screwed over here. I know they need to make the money back somehow, but surely this isn't a good way of doing it. Maybe it would have been better for them to... I've got a new chair, by the way, if anyone likes my new chair. It's proper comfy. Maybe it would be better for them... I can't wait for other people to tune in about what the hell's going on. Maybe it would be better for them to have done a rights deal for the season to show the rest of the games. Maybe that would be better. The teacher, thanks so much. That's what most people have said, but obviously I don't know what people say behind closed doors. It's not looked at news what's happened. So basically, the Premier League clubs have all agreed, besides Leicester, who voted against it, to charge £14.95 for the matches that aren't televised live. So if your match is kicking off at 3 o'clock next weekend, then you will have to pay £14.95 to view it on Sky Sport Box Office and BT Sport Box Office. It's another classic way of getting money out of the fans, and it's as a one-off. No. £15 per match for the month of October. So after October, it'll probably be reviewed again, I would say. So Premier League need protesting again. It is really, really bad. It is really, really bad. I'm not sure how long this will go on for, or how many people will sign up. You have people sign up, like people who can afford it and stuff. But the sort of the situation is sort of that everybody knows that it's a working class game and stuff, and suddenly they're being asked to spend even more money on something that is already in a situation where it's very, very, very tough. I know the football clubs are struggling, but so is everybody else. JLM, thanks for tuning in. Hi Mike. Oh my god, what do you do to your hair? I've dyed it blonde. It's weird, isn't it? I think it makes me stand out a little bit more on stream though. I'm not sure I'm going to keep it. We'll have to see how we get in the stream. Exactly. It's really, really, really not a great thing. Major Man, thanks so much for tuning in. How you doing? Worse than I follow in the EFL list. Well, I'm not sure how the EFL one works. Good, you. Nice hair. Thanks. Yeah, I'm not too bad, thank you, Major Man. Fans should be allowed back. Look at Wembley last night. Are you trying to tell me that you couldn't get 30,000 in yesterday? I mean, 30,000 seems high. Oh, so that's 1/3. So that's one space for 2 spaces for every 1 seat, which doesn't work out too bad actually. I think the problem I have is that it's kind of getting people out and in that I think's the problem. In the seats, I don't see any sort of problem, but I think that potentially I just realised the music's not playing for everybody. Sorry, just bear with me. Yeah, so the problem is getting people in and out of the stadiums, particularly out, I think could cause problems. I'm Golden Clover, by the way. Just changed my name. Right, okie dokie. If you ever have any name changes, let me know, because I was a little bit confused. What's happened here then? So I was just talking about the... I assume you're going to be talking about my new chair, which is really, really cool. So I dyed my hair last night. And I was going to make a video last night on the England game, which they won 3-0. However, I held off. I was going to make a video on the TV situation, but I held off to make this live stream so people come in and have no idea. And I also put myself in the thumbnail so people look at it and think, oh, it's just regular old Mike. Not Mike that's dyed his hair. Which they'll all be really, really, really surprised about, right? Are you all surprised? I don't think Jack dyed my hair because he hasn't commented on it. But all the protocols that the guys have to go through surely can be extrapolated as to the fans. Yeah, I suppose so. I just worry about getting them in and out. It is where I would see issue. Obviously, it's happening lower down as well. But yeah, that would be my main concern. The thing is, I agree we should have fans in, but why would they go back on their word on not having fans in when, if they go back on their word of not having fans in, when the cases are rising exponentially, then that doesn't really make a lot of sense. When the cases eventually come down, fingers crossed they do, and they don't keep rising at this very, very, very rapid rate, then maybe we could look at having some fans in. And I know the Premier League, WSL, EFL, and others have written to the government, and that makes perfect sense, and it really, really does. And hopefully that if that goes through, and I understand totally on their side, but on the sort of safety side, I am a little bit concerned with things going very, very, very much in one way. Similar protocols to schools with one-way systems and masks on, and treat the seats like being in a classroom in which no mask required, but required mask everywhere else. Yeah, I understand totally, and maybe that would be a good way. but there's more people going out of a football stadium than schools by a considerable amount. And you're in support bubbles or whatever they call it in schools. Has there been a match this season where Dominic Calvert-Lewin didn't score? Did he score against the played? Was it Salford they played? Did he score in that one in the first round of the cup? Thoughts on Macclesfield Town expulsion from the National League? So I did a video on them being wound up. Feel free to go and check it out. It's had over 1,000 views. But yeah, really disappointing for Macclesfield Town. As a Hereford fan, I've seen it happen before to my club, and it is really, really disappointing to see it happen again to another team. Bolton doesn't look so bad anymore compared to other places. Well, we're pretty low here besides the uni, and this seems to be the common trend, is that the universities are very, very much high in the sky when it comes to positive cases. I know that Newcastle University have had a lot. Manchester universities are also very, very high. Here as well, they're very, very, very high compared to the rest of the city. And, that's cause for concern. It's also a Northumbria University having loads. So that's really, really, really concerning. It's safer to go to a game than the pub. Yes. Yeah, it is. It is safer to go to a game than the pub. Well, I mean, it depends how you go. If me and Kelly went for a meal, we're probably okay. But if I go meet up with 6 people and we get absolutely hammered, and then there's probably more risk there. So I guess it depends. If you go to have a very quiet meal, but I suppose you're indoors as well, so you're probably right. I'm surprised you haven't mentioned I'm surprised you haven't mentioned about the Liverpool Villa game. I can't remember what happened. Mark, if you'd like to inform me, or Chris, you'd like to inform me, or Callum, you'd like to inform me about what happened, feel free to let me know in the comments. But yeah, I watched it and I was like, what the hell is going on? I've never known anything like that in my life. And they were champions and they got beaten by a team that finished 1 point above the relegation zone and shouldn't have stayed up because of the Sheffield United goal, which shouldn't have been given, or should have been given rather. It's very, very much alarming. I think it is a one-off, as Chris says. I don't think it's a big deal. I think it's just one of those things that has happened, and it's very, very bizarre. And it's just one of those. It won't happen next time against Everton. But it does sort of make it a little bit more interesting. If Liverpool would have won that and gone on and won against Everton, then we'd be looking at another one-horse race for the rest of the season, and it would be Liverpool's title. This does add some very, very much more of a dynamic of that it isn't going to be a one-horse race, which is really, really nice. If Everton on next Saturday, beat Liverpool, then that would change things, I think. With Liverpool already having 2 defeats to the start of the season, and losing to 7-2 and then losing to their main rivals, it would be interesting to see how they cope with that. I'm not sure where Everton are going to finish. They're very, very hard to predict. They start the season very, very well. Smiles and Little Villa fan. Yeah, definitely sums the season up. It's just been crazy. Absolutely crazy so far. I don't know why we're having so many goals. I assume it's because there's no fans. And it coincides with having no fans for whatever reason. I stream in 60 frames. I've dropped 32 frames. So I dropped half a second of frames, which is weird. So only small clubs lost last weekend. Yeah, Hereford won last weekend as well. 3-1 against Gosport. And we played Southport and drew 0-0. But our game Saturday tomorrow is postponed because Bradford Park Avenue have had a positive case in their ranks, which isn't very, very good. And this is going to be something that's going to continually happen in the lower leagues, I think, which is really, really alarming. And another thing that was alarming is they played on Monday. I'm not sure if he was involved, but I assume he wasn't involved. That's quite cause for concern. Fundamental how we've only conceded 2 goals this season. Defensively, we've been solid so far. So you started off against Sheffield United, didn't you? And you won 1-0. Then you went to Fulham and won 3-0, and then you had 7-2 against Liverpool. So it's been a good start to the season for Villa. Come on, if Alisson was in goal, he would have won that game. Plus, Mane is out with COVID, isn't he? But like people say, that game was a one-off, hopefully. The thing is, right, you can say that Mane and Alisson weren't involved, but to lose 7-2 to Aston Villa there's no excuse for that, no matter who you've lost. That's absolutely crazy. Absolutely crazy. I've never known anything like it. Liverpool are one of the best sides in the world, and to get absolutely destroyed. What the hell are we watching? I never known anything like it. Our game tomorrow is Grimsby's first game after their 2-week quarantine. Yeah, they've had loads of games postponed already, haven't they, Grimsby? Hopefully it goes well enough without a hitch. You'd imagine they'll be all okay because they have quarantine for 2 weeks. Please don't make Adrian the scapegoat. Yeah, the whole, as you say, the whole defense was poor, and it is weird. It's really, really weird. I didn't know. Every time they went forward, it felt like they were putting it in the back of the net. It could have been 8 as well. It really, really crazy. But the tactics were to blame Sunday. Highline costed you. Sam, what I will say is, how good is Ollie Watkins? Brought up in Devon, where I live, came through the academy at Exeter, went to Brentford, and now playing for Aston Villa, and has started the season on fire. Jack Butland to Liverpool. I mean, they could bring in another goalkeeper, but how long is Alisson out for? And Adrian's not the worst keeper in the world. You know, he has looked good in times last season when he deputised. I think what's happening in lower leagues with quarantine for 2 weeks with one positive case was a fear from fans of Project Restart, but luckily they can afford loads of tests. Well, I don't know if you remember, Jack, but Leyton Orient had over like a dozen cases positive, which is absolutely crazy. Absolutely crazy. And yeah, the Premier League and Championship can afford to test, as you say. It's hard to see a situation where the lower leagues below that will be able to do it, and and then we have the 2-week quarantine, which is there's going to be a situation where a ruck of people have it, and some people might struggle to lose it, or they might get 2 positives very, very quickly in a short space of time. So let's say in space of 6 weeks they have 2 positive rounds, right? Then what happens then? Because they can't just have games and games and games called off. And I know in the cups you forfeit. I know in you forfeit, and if you forfeit, it's very, very harsh. But I assume you can't forfeit league games. You've got to finish the league games, right? So I'm not sure how they will go about that. Adrian's still not to blame for the Villian defeat, but yeah, Adrian isn't very, very good, but he's, you can't concede 7 goals with any. You don't concede unless they're all like long range goals, and there's just nothing you can do. There's no excuse for, it's everyone. It's everyone if you concede 7. Do you think Entry Konza could be in with a shout for an England call-up in the future if he keeps up these performances? He's actually one of the players that I thought looked good. I think it was in one of the games I watched. He actually looked really, really good. We've got a fair amount of central defenders at the moment, but I don't see no reason why Southgate wouldn't give him a go in one of the friendlies. I mean, Napoli forfeited to Juventus, but I don't think you can forfeit in the Premier League. It just doesn't make any sense to do that. But at some point, how long will it be before we end up with games being played 3 or 4 times a week? Potentially at the end of the season. I feel like if there is a game needs to be rearrange the game straight away, like as soon as you can, or otherwise we could end up with a situation where there's loads of games to play at the end of the season. Sam, thanks so much for tuning in. I mean, no, they will always schedule it, but what I'm concerned is that teams end up with a very, very bad schedule come the end of the season. Has anyone been playing Among Us? I've been playing Among Us quite a lot. Has anyone been playing that game? It's like where you're like a little army, not an army, but you're like a little team on some sort of boat or something, and you have to do loads of tasks, and there's 2 people trying to sabotage and kill you. It's fun. It could well be like last season in March, come back in June, for example, which is crazy. I can't see them doing that with the Euros. Surely they won't postpone the Euros again. The Euros has to take place this summer because it's just no way it can take place in 2022 with the World Cup taking place in December. It does free up that summer, but you can't play a full season and then play the Euros and then start the season straight away and then go until World Cup. That's absolutely crazy, absolutely crazy. So that can't happen. So they've got to play it this. So they have to finish the season on time, unless everything goes kaput. But then where do you fit in the Euros? There's no way. North look like they are going to get tougher restrictions in the south because government didn't impose strict restrictions early enough. Yes, it does look like that way, particularly Leeds. Leeds seems to be a place of concern. Exeter here, we have an area that is quite concerning. However, on the whole, I'm not too worried. But universities are causing a problem for sure. It's not good. Yeah, all the major universities are really, really struggling. Which begs the question, why did they need to go back? And a lot of the people have signed for contracts to have tenancies at home, from home, so they'd be in like housing and stuff, and they've paid for the whole year, and now they're stuck and they can't go home and they can't go into lectures, so they're really pointless in being here. I find it very, very strange. Has anyone got FIFA 21 yet? No. I think I might play it like next year. I'm going to push the channel this year and then maybe get into gaming next year. I was playing that with people in my free period the other week. Yeah, well, it's good. I really like it. I like teaming up with someone. Mike, can you get your cat on? I don't have a cat. I had a cat before I moved out, but I've lived here for over a year. So I assume you mean the dog. He's asleep. I don't have a cat. All it takes is one person to be infected. Yeah, it is. It's crazy how fast it can spread. It is quite concerning how fast it can spread, and how rapidly it's spreading. Take Carlisle will get restrictions. It's in the north. Not necessarily. It depends. It depends on the case amount in Carlisle. It's everywhere. It's growing everywhere rapidly. So maybe, I'm not sure on Carlisle statistics. Mayor of London wants additional restrictions, but has 0% chance of happening. See, I'm due to be going to London in a couple of weeks. I booked for our holiday, and I am concerned that they will go into lockdown or local lockdown. But if they do go into local lockdown, I'd prefer it to be when it's not going to affect me, so before, not to drawing, because if they went, if it was drawing the lockdown, if they put it drawing my holiday, then I'd have to go back, which is a little bit weird. So hopefully that does not happen. Did anyone watch England this past last night? I thought it looked quite good. Dominic Calvert-Lewin got on the score sheet, which was really, really, really good, as did Connor Cody. I won't be surprised if the government make another U-turn, this time with fans in stadiums. They might do. They might make another U-turn but with fans in stadiums. However, I just don't see it. I just don't see them doing it. Not until the cases are lower. No, I watched the darts. I see there's been a couple of positives in there as well, which Simon Whitlock and someone else has taken their places. But yeah, that's another cause for concern. It's weird not having my scoreboard. But yeah, it's not been it's not been great on the old coronavirus front. It is really concerning how fast it is rising. I'm hoping that cases start to go down, but I don't see them going down if we're not doing anything to stop it. I'm Ash, thank you so much for tuning in. How you doing? Thank you so much for joining the stream. What do you think of the hair? It is really concerning. I'm really concerned. I'm meant to be going home soon as well, and I don't really want to take anything back that I don't want. Because a lot of my, a few of my family are quite old and vulnerable, so I don't want to, give them anything. And it would be interesting to see whether by then I'm even allowed to go home. Because I have really missed my family. I haven't seen them for ages. Was it your decision to go blonde? Hello, Bear. I'm not sure, really. It was sort of a joint decision. Catherine was like, oh, I look nice, and she's been on about it for ages, so yeah, I'm really concerned to go into work. I did actually pop into work earlier and just to do some shopping, and a few of them commented on it. Yeah. I'm not sure. What does everybody think? I'm really concerned that I look stupid. I think it looks cool. I wish I could take it off, put my old hair for work, and then take my old hair off and put this one on for stream. But I can't. I think on the lights, I think it really suits me. There's been cases in my school, but no one affected during A levels, apart from one who I know due to a family member having disease. Right, because you're in a sixth form, right? Which means you have 12. You're all in the same. Just right? Is that right, Jack? Do you think Man United are going to sack Ollie, who's apparently not at the wheel? I think it would be incredibly harsh to sack someone who has really... He's not doing a great job, but he's not being given many resources. So until he is given resources, then no. I don't think they will. I don't think they'll sack him yet. I think if it continues bad, then they might sack him soon, but not yet. My country lost 2-1 to Sweden in a friendly. It's a friendly. It means nothing. No. Well, friendlies mean stuff. You want to win. You want to win every game. I think there's no doubt about it. Everyone wants to win every game. I want to win every game, as does Jack. But at the end of the day, if you lose a friendly, it's not the end of the world. Not sure why the camera's gone all fuzzy. Small sixth form in big secondary school. Right, okay. I thought it was all... Because at home, all the colleges are just, separate from schools and that. So, yeah, they're all separate. We are home to Turkey on Sunday in the Nations League. So there is Nations League. I'm thinking I might go live on Sunday for Republic of Ireland versus Wales. Which will be on at 2 o'clock, and then I might do England versus Belgium as well. Probably, if I do one, it will be England-Belgium. Monday, nothing. Tuesday, see nothing. Besides maybe England under 21s, but I don't really want to watch that. Tuesday, England. Wednesday, England, and then we're back on to Saturday morning as well. So that's the plan. But yeah, so Turkey, and I assume Russia's aim is to do well. What league are they in at IMAG? Are they in? They're not in the top group, are they? Like England, they're in a different group. Hate the Sky and BT decision. I don't think it hasn't been made by. It hasn't been made by Sky and BT. Man United 001. It's been made by the Premier League and the Premier League clubs. It's nothing to do, because why would Sky and BT want to take away from their audience. They'd want more people to sign up to their monthly subscriptions than they would want to sign up for people already signed up. So yeah, I feel like this is not a decision by them. One teacher said the other day, all other colleges they know have had confirmed COVID-19 cases. Well, I'm at college, as you know, and I've not. Hopefully, there's been none, but there obviously has been. League B, Group 3, Group G. Right. Okay. I see. Let me find your group so I can really get a taste of how you're doing. Ever reliable Wikipedia. Right. So you are here. Right. Okay. So Russia have started well. Serbia, Turkey, Hungary. I've got no reason why you can't get out of that. I think I've got a good chance. Thankfully doesn't want B teams in the league. This seems to be something that crops up all the time. B teams. It seems to happen every year. It ruins the integrity of the lower leagues to have B teams in it. Even though it would probably really help finances and stuff, it ruins what we've created. They can have B teams in Spain. They can have B teams in Germany, but it's just not what our league's about. We have a 20 level structure. Spain doesn't. Germany doesn't. You're not. Why would Man City B team be more important than Crew? Because they have more money. That doesn't make any sense. Do you think Werner will change his form in the Bundesliga anytime soon? To his form in the Bundesliga anytime soon? Yes, I think he will come good. I really do. I'd rather watch us play Crew than Man City under 23s. Yeah, me too. At the end of the day, if I was League 2 side and I had to play Harrogate or Newcastle under 21s or 23s, I think to myself, hang on. Yeah? Sorry, Kay's just getting her pyjamas. B teams won't work. You can't have Man City and Man City B team in the same league. Doesn't make sense. What if Man City team get promoted to the Premier League, but they can't because the same team's in the league? So what happens is, Chris, is the next team will get promoted. Yeah, so the camera's off just because my girlfriend's in the room, so I don't want to show her. Right, love you. There we are, she's gone now. Oh, hang on, I haven't put it back. There we are. I changed to the wrong screen. There we are. Right, what's happened to your head? Yeah, I've dyed my hair. What do you think, Sam? Do you like it or no? I can imagine everyone tuning in. No. He looks different. Blends well. Thanks, mate. Appreciate it. It's different, isn't it? This year's gone too quick. It has gone really quick. But at the same time, it's every day is a reminder that I've not seen my family for so long. And when you haven't seen your family for so long, it's a real big struggle to just get the courage to carry on, because people I love the most I haven't seen for such a long time. And you can FaceTime and Zoom or Skype or whatever you do, but it's just not the same, is it? So glad we're out of the EFL Trophy. No more B teams in the league. Yeah, it is really difficult to see that we've made progress with the B teams. I mean, maybe I'm wrong, Jack. You're more experienced in that competition than I am. I just don't see we're making any progress. I really don't see we're making progress with the B teams. I don't think it's made a jot of difference. We've had some good players come through, but if you look at the England side, even the other night, there's a lot of players that have gone out on loan. They're not stuck in the 23s. Do you know what I mean? Or they've come from lower leagues, like Connor Cody was it? I assume he was in League One, or the Championship with definitely the Championship. I think it was in League One. And you look at Calvert-Lewin, who spent some time with Stalybridge Celtic on loan as well. So there are good positives from. I'm just a huge fan of having players go out on loan to lower league clubs. I'm not a big fan of sticking in the under 20. If you're in the under 23s, you're wasting your time. You're not learning anything. You're playing people the same league. I'm sure some of you know Steve McNulty. I'm sure some of you know who I'm talking about. Steve McNulty was at Tranmere. He had like grey hair and he was quite wide. And you're not going to go up against a Steve McNulty in the under 23s, are you? Do you know what I mean? There's no Steve McNultys in the under 23s. There needs to be more Steve McNultys. How long have you not seen them for? So I haven't seen my mum for 6 months. I saw my dad in August, so not so long ago. I haven't seen my gran since February, and I haven't seen my sisters since December. Right. Cloud put out a good fight in the Sunderland against Sunderland. I did see something out on Twitter. I think obviously I follow you, so I think he tweeted about it. So I did see that. Was that in that EFL Cup, EFL Trophy, 2020? I thought pre-2020 this was going to be one of the best years of my life with Euros in England immediately after GCSEs, and could not have been any more opposite to reality. I'm going to say something that I think is a little bit strange, but I think I had quite a good 2020. I've lost weight. I've gone vegan. I've got a job. I've started college. Those are 4 really good things. And I've started really pushing the channel again. So those are 5 really, really good things that have happened to me in 2020. However, we can talk about all the other crap as well. But there is positives I have taken from 2020. However, I am really hoping 2021 is the year where I really kick on with YouTube. I'm hoping I get to 5,000 subscribers at the end of the year. If not, we can always do it next year and then really kick on for a big 2021. That's the hope. And I do really genuinely feel that there's a niche for me and I could grow on YouTube. I feel like I have. Because people really like me. People really like the way I do things. You watch certain people who have a lot more people than I do, and they really. Sometimes you watch streams and they don't even look at their chat. What's the point in having a chat? You're not gonna say anything. They have a chat basically for the super chats, which is fine. Because they create amazing content, and that's absolutely amazing. However, I feel like that I get involved, and even some of you, Jack in particular, Chris probably as well, when I have had big streams, and I mean like hundreds of people watching, I have tried to maintain the chat as best as I could. So, that's something that I really, really care about. I feel like if I'm getting involved in having the chat and stuff, more people are likely to get involved and enjoy what I do as well. So they are just getting ready. I'm going to put my headphone in now so I can actually hear what's going on. It'll be very, very much a relaxed commentary on this one. I didn't watch a lot of the games. I've just put it in just so some people might tune in. You should do more football. You should do football match day vlogs. The thing is, Sam, is I don't have anyone to go with, and I don't really want to go on my own. And I don't drive. Well, I say I don't drive. I don't have. I'm gonna take that out. Yeah, I don't drive, and so it'd just be a bit difficult. And my girlfriend works on the weekends, so I wouldn't be able to. And also, if I did that, then I wouldn't be able to do the streams and stuff. So I guess. I'd like to do that at some point, and I did actually go to a game and I did record some pieces, but I think I'd rather watch the game, if you know what I mean. I had good things in 2020 and I had bad things. Good things working at Morrison's, witnessing Liverpool lift the wonderful Premier League trophy, and my newly born niece. They're good things. Yeah, definitely. I'm sure Jack's had some good things. So yeah, he says it's definitely been a better year for me. Yeah, you started college as well, which is really, really good, Jack. So yeah, opinions on Jamie Sewell. He went on loan to Lincoln from West Brom, and he started and scored the same day he signed. I don't know. I haven't watched Lincoln. I know this sounds bad because I have a football channel, but I struggle to maintain like watching all the football. So you're all really nice about the hair. There seems to be like an alarm or something going off. But yeah, it is nice that you've all been nice about the hair. But there's so many things to look forward to. I wonder if there's any former Hereford players in that lineup. Doesn't look like it. Jason Lutweiler is in goal for Fleetwood, who is a former Shrewsbury goalkeeper. Ched Evans starts up front, of course. Anyone on the bench? So yeah, plenty of things to look forward to coming into 21 as well. My fantasy Premier League going badly. Well, the only way to change that is change it yourself. Malik Wilkes starts up front for Hull as well. George Hyman as well as in midfield. I'll forever be bitter about not being in on the last day of the year 11 due to COVID-19 symptoms. But the thing, having the last laugh between me and the symptoms is me. I'm still in the same place at education. Yeah, I mean, it's better to be safe in those situations. A lot of our academy players out on loan and most are doing well. Yeah, that's sort of what I was banging on about. Really, is that if you have players go out on loan, and even like as if I was in that situation, this is what I would be recommending: is to go out on loan and gain some experience, go up against Steve McNulty's, and really tone your craft ready for the higher level. You know, obviously Sam, you know Dara O'Shea, who's now currently playing at centre-back for West Brom in the Premier League. He started out with us at Hereford in the Southern League Premier. And that's really great that he's made that step up to go to the Premier League. And then after he finished with us, he went on loan to Exeter and really worked his way up, which is really great to see. My bad things about 2020 was getting sacked by... Start of the year, I was in a bad place, getting sacked by Morrison's, not being able to meet my best mate, who's I've not seen before lockdown. But you will see him again. And I said to I can't remember. I said to someone like every day you go past without like seeing someone is a day closer to seeing them again, which I think is a positive way of looking at it. Apparently the reason the government cancelled exams was because schools couldn't guarantee the safety of students under what the government wanted, based off rumours. I'm not sure, but I think it was probably the right decision, especially during the time it happened. No Rich today. I feel like Rich would be quite surprised at my hair. I mean, I don't know. I don't know how they decided why they decided that would be the best course of action, but you know, it's great for those that got the grades they wanted. But if you wanted to push a bit higher than your grade, then I think the actual reason because they found out we were all too good for exams. I mean, imagine being one of those people that got like something awful in their like what they sort of however they decided to work out originally. I go to college on a Thursday and it's absolutely packed with people. Absolutely packed. There's just no way of like keeping safe with hundreds and hundreds of people. I've got a grade 3D in one subject. No, that's not I suppose if that's, you know, you've got quite good grades in the end, didn't you? So it's not too bad. I didn't do very well, but I'm starting again, doing my English GCSE. And I really struggle to concentrate with it. I don't know if it's something I'm doing wrong. I'm not sure if I find it too easy or what. I just really struggle with it. But I got a case now. I've got a test next week, and then it's half term. I think you said it's half term next week, so yeah. I put in a lovely piece of written work. So yeah, I will just have a look to see when the course is. When it is Yeah, it says 26th to the 30th. It says on half-term dates, so it is. So I missed 2. My high school and most of the other schools are stupid because the teachers bang on about the rule of 6, but in school it's like a rule of 200. Yeah, it's just I think in my class you're allowed a maximum of 12. There's only 5 of us last week though, so a lot of them went. But there's just no way, because you've got to fit everybody in, haven't you? And there's no way that other people should. Why should year 7B get more and less important than somebody in year 10 and things like that? You've got to have everybody in. You've got to give everyone a fair whack of a fair whack, and you can't just not have people in school. I think universities don't need to be that. They could easily learn online. But it is harder to learn online than it is face to face. You know, I filled in a survey the other day about learning online, and I was just like, I think I'd really struggle with not going in and stuff. And I like to see the people I've made. I feel like I've made a couple of friends there, and they're really nice, and I like to see them. But it's weird that when I become one of the talkative ones, if you know what I mean. Because I'm quite shy. So yeah. It is FA Cup on Tuesday and Wednesday, so that is something to look forward to. It will be the 3rd qualifying round. Hereford have Stafford Rangers away. I'm just looking to see who Hales Owen have, because they went through, I think. And Hales Owen have Cambridge City. That's quite a long trip. Very long trip. I've learnt maths and physics before on my own, but not subjects like history. Yeah. I think there's other some subjects are. It depends as well, because Kelly's very, very clever, so I would be able to get her to teach me, and it's obviously stuff she's done recently, because she's younger than I am. So that's good. But if I didn't have her help, it's hard to see like a positive way of getting everything done besides having the schools open. And how is my niece has special needs, and how can she properly socially distance and things like that when she doesn't understand what she's really doing? Excited for Cambridge City, as if we win, we'll only be 1 win away from the first round proper. Yes, wouldn't it be nice if Hereford drew Hales Owen? You'd be able to tell me all about it, because I wouldn't be able to go. But yeah, it is great to see Hales Owen doing well, and did well in the FA Trophy as well last season. Where were Hales Owen in the league? Because the league got cancelled, didn't it? It depends what you prefer out the subjects, the factual answers or the subjects with subjective answers. I was talking to my teacher, and I was like, one thing I don't like maths is I like to have some sort of clear reason why. It's the same in English. I like to have a reason why. I like everything to be as it should be, and that's not what's happening in something that really frustrates me. Brentford Talent final tomorrow. Can't wait for it to be end. Worst year of Brentford Talent ever, because the contestants, or the lack of crowd, or the fact there was a long pause, or what I didn't like about it. Could we play Bolton in the first round? Yeah, that would be really good. Contestants, right? Okay, I have not watched it, so I don't know. But I have not watched it for years. I haven't watched it for ages. My mum always watches it. We were second with game in hand to go top, so I was annoyed when it got cancelled. Yeah, I bet. South Shields, I don't even know who they are. They're playing in the Northern Premier League, and they were top by like a considerable margin. Judges vote who goes through. What? Oh yeah, because you said it was pre-recorded. Right. Carmarthen Town have gone 1-0 down to Keffin Druids. I think that's in the Welsh Premier League. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of that idea, to be fair. What's your thoughts on Young Min Son? Shout out from Korea. Nice, David. Thanks so much for joining from Korea. I love Heung-min Son. I think he's such a good player. I love the way he plays football. I really, really do love watching him. I think he has quality. And it's really, really great to see. Because there's been some players come over from that part of Asia, like Shinji Kagawa, where it hasn't worked out. But he's definitely the best player we've ever had from Asia, in my opinion. Absolutely quality. I really do. I really do like him, but he has got a dirty side to him sometimes. We drew 2 and won 2 of our first 4 games this season. We won 5-0 on Tuesday, which I went to. Nice. How is it? Because I actually saw on... I was watching BT Sports Score and Hellzone were on the TV. I can't remember who. I think it finished something like 3-2. And yeah, there was a lady reporting. But I've totally forgot about that. And it was before you commented on my videos, so I didn't think anything of it. But you might have seen who I was talking about. I think it was Becky Ives. Apparently, there's 5 magician acts in the final, according to spoilers. If true, that can't be right. It's quite a lot, isn't it? 7-1, a bit off there, mate. Yes! I can't remember. I thought we finished. Maybe I was thinking they did several games. Maybe I was getting confused. Yeah, that is pretty cool. Oh, I think that's been... Oh, what a goal that is. But I think it's just been... Yeah. Lewis Porter scored an absolute worldie then. But it was flagged for offside. So Hull goal is disallowed there. I can't remember. But I did see it on the TV. Which is something, right? I remember that. Five acts have been confirmed. Their places by judges. Vote of 5 acts decided by the public. Right. Okay. I see. So you're saying that half of them have. Is it live the final? Yeah, is it live the final or is it not? I assume it's live. Here is man and it's blocked. Still, how can it be pre-recorded? Why can't the fans vote? That's so weird. That is really weird. I don't understand why they've done that. That is really, really weird. Hopefully we can build some momentum tomorrow after last week's win. Although we lost Tuesday in the Tin Pot Cup. It was our second team. It would be good to build some momentum. I obviously want Ian Evatt to do well because he's a young manager. He plays the football the right way and he's come up from lower leagues. Looks like the judges will decide the winner too. At this point, it feels like they've got it on TV just to proper rate him because there's no sort of interest from the fan. If they're doing it that way, they could have maybe done live. We have seen glimpses, to be fair. We just need to maintain it for 90 minutes. Yeah, and as you keep on about is that Barrow had a bad start to the season last season and did very well afterwards. I'm sure they can go live even with a virtual audience. Yeah, definitely they could. Just for one, I think they must be, right? It would make sense to me to be live just for that one, even if they're not live for the others. Fleetwood have scored 75% of their goals from set pieces, which back in March when Hellzone were going to play Concord in the FA Trophy, we sold out the entire stadium, but the game was called off a few days before the game because of lockdown. Yeah, I remember you having a good run in that, and it was disappointing the way it didn't. I don't think it's come to a conclusion, is it, the FA Trophy? Nor has the EFL Trophy, or the Johnson Paints, or whatever you call it now. The leasing.com Trophy, but I think they've stopped that as well. I think it's just called the EFL Trophy now. So they've really... Oh, it's a chance here. Oh, well blocked by Hull. Ched Evans puts the ball in and it's blocked as well. It is really difficult to see a way that the FA Trophy and EFL Trophy are finished. I feel like the EFL Trophy could have been finished in August. You know, both elite sides. They could have done it in August or September in a pre-season friendly or something. Crazy. We do assemblies virtually rather than everyone in a large hall. Can't be a reason why BGT can't do the same. They could do something, couldn't they? I think they could do something. If pre-recorded, that virtual audiences pre-recorded will know who wins. Might spoil it. Yeah, they could sign. What's it called? There's a form you can sign, which means you're not allowed to spread information, which is why so few results get through that crack the net. Can't remember what it's called. Good. Yeah, so there's like a form you sign if you know information, and you're not meant to tell anyone. I think there are certain rules that you can probably tell someone, but have fake crowd noise. Yeah, it's good. It's good, and then have like in the NBA and the wrestling, they have like fans and like on the screen and stuff. You could do that as well. But not for me. I'm sure it could stream. Definitely could stream. They could go live is what I'm trying to say. There's no reason to go live for that. To not go live for that for the final. Fair enough in the semis and stuff, but the final definitely should be. But it's not been the. It's not been the greatest. There is some games on Saturday. There are a few games postponed. Doncaster and Shrewsbury is postponed. I think that is because of call-ups, though. Hereford's game against Bradford Park Avenue is postponed as well. Morpeth and AFC United of Manchester is also postponed due to COVID. There's no games on League 1 or 2 that are on Saturday, which is annoying because I quite like watching anything. Really. 5:20 we find Dagenham and Wiltshire. I'll probably watch that. No doubt the BGT winner will be a I think it's means sympathy. I do feel that's like a big problem in the community of Britain's Got Talent. Is there's so many like sob stories, which is I'm not a big fan of it really. I'm not sure that's like a good way of people tuning in and stuff. It's not really what I'd associate with that sort of show. I just want to see good talent. I don't want to see, I don't want to vote for someone because their grandmothers died. I want to vote for them because they're the best. The best act I ever saw on Britain's Got Talent was Attraction. Sure you all remember that, where they like went behind a board and they all did like shapes and stuff and it all looked amazing. Very, very cool. Definitely the best one I've seen. Attraction were the best, I agree. Yeah, definitely. I can't remember where they were from, was that Hungary or somewhere, but really, really, really good. Remember one person got buzzed out in auditions, then David pressed the golden buzzer. Yeah, I remember that. It's just for comedy value though, isn't it? Like, sure, that place could be better off with somebody who's actually talented. That's just my opinion there. I remember there was some like boat person who did it. I don't remember many acts. I used to watch it when I was younger. Always good to have an underdog. Yeah, it's having an underdog and there's somebody that's clearly not going to win. I think Susan Boyle is probably the best actor. As Fleetwood have gone 1-0 ahead, and it's Saunders with the goal after 16 minutes. It's always good to have, I think people of different talents. Obviously, I don't want to see 11 singers in the final or whatever. You want to have a singer, you want to have a magician, you want to have a piano player, whatever else there are. So somebody in my family's been on Britain's Got Talent, like auditioned for Britain's Got Talent. Which is interesting. They're not going to win. Isn't funny. They're at the same time. Yeah, sometimes it does feel like they just put people on to poke fun at them, which is really, really sad. And they put people on to poke fun at them. They wouldn't put somebody on, and they think they pick and choose. They wouldn't put on somebody that had one leg to laugh at, would they? So there is a Fleetwood goal. Fleetwood 1, Hull 0. Harvey Saunders with the goal after 17 minutes. So I'm going to head off in a minute. If you have any more questions, let me know. David always picks the bad axe. Yeah, I mean, nothing wrong with that. It's nice to have a little bit cheery. He's quite a good. I quite enjoy him. Football fan AR. I think I was tuning in. Alex, how you doing? I think I was joining the stream. I feel like a lot of the younger people are tuned in today, but like the older people like Lenny and Rich and those people. I think Jeff as well and Stephen will probably have a shock when they go on. I always want Dangerous Axe to win. Britain's Got Talent. It always is something different, isn't it? I'm not a big fan of them, but at least they're different. I'm not a big fan of Singer's been on it either. Who else is craving to see a football match again in 2020 decade to be 100% full? Yeah, I mean, it'll be great when it happens. And I assume it will happen in the next few years, right? I was watching. Obviously, I'm a big fan of wrestling, which I've talked about previously, and I watched one of my favourite promotions' first ever show, which was in October 2019, and it was a packed crowd, and the crowd were loud, and they were all going crazy, and they were all packed in, and it was nice to see. It's nice to see a proper crowd. But yeah, it will be nice to see, and I think we will appreciate crowds a lot more. The Undertaker. Yeah, I think The Undertaker's a bit old now. Maxim could be 521, then will probably take 2 to 3 months at least to be done worldwide. I think that's a very, very, very short amount of time. Could take years probably. Hopefully, I think there will be one very, very close by the end of the year, if not approved. And then, could be Slash Blue and just goes away. How many people did Spanish flu have though? Or like, here we are. The number of deaths is estimated to be at least 50 million. Right, okay. Well, it's not as bad as that. I like your new hairstyle. Yes, thank you. Sorry, I have changed my hair. I dyed it blonde. Yeah, I mean, that's a lot of people. Maybe it'll go away. But we are in a more advanced scientific climate than we were in 1918. There was a chance here for Malik Wilkes, and it's put in. I think that's... Yeah, so it's 1-1. I'll have equalised in that one. Won't be as bad because our immune system is a lot better. Yeah, definitely. Honeyman with the goal. I like your new hairstyle. Thanks so much. Yeah, it won't be as bad. But have to wait and see. It is... It's not nice, is it? It's not a nice situation. I think we're all fed up with it now. No, I thought we'd be in a lot better place now than we were when it first kicked off. What we did will still look bad when this is seen in the next century. A lot of things we're doing now will look bad in the next century. But the only way is to learn. You look at stuff that there's a lot of things that happen, and you think. I'm sure the way we treat certain people will be like, well, why did they do that? And you'll be like, it's just commonplace. Like, I'm sure in the future we'll eat a lot less meat and stuff, and they'll be like, why did you eat animals? And, it's just normal. You know how people like smoke and stuff, and it's like, it's just normal to smoke. It's like, right, do you know what I mean? You've gone blonde. Yeah, I've gone blonde. I had a hat on at the start, and I was like, got a hat on, and it was really hot, and I was like, let's take my hat off, and it's blonde underneath, which was very surprising. Government exposed. Yeah. I mean, there are things we could do differently, but I heard somebody say really not long after the shops opened. I don't remember who it was. The government won't be judged on how it handled the first wave. It'll be judged on how they handle the second wave. We are in the second wave. They can't lock down again, really, without causing absolute massive pandemonium to the economy. So they have to really figure out a way to stop the spread. So yeah, that's when we're gonna really see, how they handle this. And at the moment, they're not handling it very well. Cases are going up. I remember we had 3,000. I thought that's a lot, and now we have 15,000. We had 2 or 3 weeks extra though to take action other than other European countries have done again. Yeah, we saw rises in France, we saw rises in Spain, particularly Spain, and didn't do anything. I'm not trying to say that Eat Out, the Help Out scheme, when you see how much growth it caused, not really a great deal. And it's probably caused a lot of people to become infected. So really, bad situation. We can't lock down again, can't furlough again, country running out of money. Yeah, I mean, he's announced a local furlough scheme where they pay 2/3 of the money if you're in a local lockdown and can't work, which is something. But yeah, we can't really afford to do it again. Jobs are going left, right and centre. My mum's quite concerned she's going to lose her job, and they're cutting how many people do her job, and they've all got to apply. I think she probably will be okay, but you never know. It's not a nice situation for anyone. We're in a recession since the 1920s. It's beyond words. I know it was around then, but nobody could have predicted this at the start of the year. Well, probably somebody could have predicted it at the start of the year. Probably like very clever scientists and stuff would knew how deadly it was. It's 1-1 currently, Sam. It was honeymoon with the equaliser after Harvey Saunders opened the scoring for Fleetwood Town. It is really, really alarming, but there's nothing we can do. Just gotta sit and wait and wash our hands and wear our mask and avoid contact with folk and stay a metre apart, or 2 metres. We just gotta do that. But yeah, we'll remember this one day and we'll think, oh, I remember that. But we will live and learn. And hopefully one day we won't be living in this situation. I thought for some reason we never experienced a proper pandemic because of how good our health system was in 2019. Yeah, I can understand that. Honestly, I never really thought about it. I remember having swine flu. It was a thing back in the late 2000s. That was not the best. Keir Starmer is the man. Edward, thanks for tuning in, dude. How you doing? I think I've joined the stream. If anybody, if anything, everybody probably thought it was just another SARS, MERS, or swine flu. Yeah, that's what I was expecting, really. Someone who is close to my brother has tested positive. Hopefully, they're okay and nothing too serious comes of that. FIFA came out today, and I'm doing a Bolton rebuild. Was watching. Nice. Don't know any Bolton fans. Yeah, hopefully everything's okay. I mean, I know Trump tested positive, and he seems to have had a massive recovery, and he took his mask off and was talking to people and stuff, and it goes to show how little he's taking it seriously. When you're a leader of the country, you should take it seriously. Boris was in there for a long time. I thought I was a little bit concerned about Boris because he isn't exactly the healthiest person alive. but he got over it. Oh, door's open. What? Whose door's open? Just checking the old watch, seeing if I've done my stand goal for this hour. No, I haven't. Yeah, so it is really, really hard. Theresa May could have been worse as she is a diabetic. Yeah, but you know, hopefully she's okay. I felt like Theresa May was dealt a bit of a bad hand, really. I know that was nothing to do with the coronavirus. I just felt she was given a bad hand. I think she just tried to do her best for what she had, which wasn't a lot. But yeah, I'm glad everyone's okay. No one, none of the cabinet or anything have died. Like that. Even if I, despise someone on the cabinet or in Parliament, women seem to have trends in terms of managing pandemics, which maybe we should have kept May. Yeah, I did read on the Russell Howard Hour that men-led countries have half as many cases as women-led countries. That's interesting. Obviously, the UK is very, very has a lot. India has a hell of a lot, and America is also run by a man, as is Brazil, which are obviously very big countries. FIFA came out today. I did mention that. It's really, really good. Really good. They're a great team. I assume a lot of people will play on them on FIFA and Football Manager because they're an interesting team to do this year. We have the advantage of being an island to others. Yeah, but we've been handled quite poorly, though, hasn't it? It's all very poorly. It's been really poorly handled, and hopefully things get better. But I don't know. Where are we going to be in Christmas when things are lingering longer and stuff? We could be having loads of cases a day. More than now, which is crazy to hear. But there is cause some optimism because there's been some peaks since the initial peak in March and April. And then it's gone down again. So hopefully we follow that trend. North seems to be where it's most, for whatever reason. I'm not sure why the North's been more affected. Rumour once said that Boris could relax rules just for Christmas. I mean, COVID couldn't care less about Christmas or that time of year, such day such year. Yeah. I have heard that he's thinking about lifting it. I'm not sure how I feel about it, but I wouldn't want old people to be spending their Christmas alone. It's hard to find a happy medium with that. Definitely hard to find a happy medium with that sort of thing. There's no way of working out what's best, but hopefully nobody has to spend Christmas alone. And I sure won't be, because I have a big family, and if not, I can spend it here with Kelly's family and Kelly. Well, my family as well, really. COVID-19 couldn't care less about just a curfew. No, but you can. I think the idea of the curfew is to stop people getting absolutely hammered, but the pubs allowed to still trade because that's like a big influx of money to the economy. But yeah, if you haven't got any more questions, I will wrap it up. We'll probably go for another few minutes. Let me know if you have any more questions. But yeah, this is just to show off my hair, really. I thought you'd all be really surprised. It might be brown tomorrow. Who knows? For those finishing early, could have just go a few hours early. Yeah, definitely could. My parents are out tonight and are frustrated about the curfew. It's in place for a reason, though, isn't it? Without the curfew, cases might be higher. I did see that a third of cases are linked to pubs, which is not good. How will England do against Belgium and Denmark? Lose or win? I think we'll lose against Belgium. I think Belgium will do good, but I think we'll beat Denmark. That's just my opinion. I'm not sure, but I'd like to see us really put up a good fight against Belgium. Because if we beat Belgium, then we've got a great chance of qualifying for the semi-finals, which I think should be the aim. The aim should be not to get relegated, but after that it should be to try and qualify. Which I guess is the aim of everyone, really, isn't it? No, not get relegated and not win. Not get relegated and try and get into semi-finals or win the group for lower league sides like Russia. Thanks so much to everyone who's tuned in. I really do appreciate it. If you did, leave a like and subscribe if you are new. Thank you so much for watching this video. Hope you enjoyed. Sam, thank you so much for tuning in. Football fan AR. Alex, thank you so much for tuning in. Jack, thank you so much for tuning as well. Nick, thank you so much for tuning in as well. And Edward and Chris and everyone else as well. Thanks so much for joining the video. If you did enjoy, I would say leave a like. I should be live Sunday, so feel free to tune in for that. Hoping to have a few more videos on the channel. But thanks so much everyone who tuned in. My name is Mike, and I will see you soon.